Nigeria's participation in FIFA sports in Russia was at your time. And so, from APC, suddenly we saw you, we're seeing you now in the ADC. And the question being asked is that we've talked about jumping ship in the middle of the ocean. We've talked about, how, politicians move from one party to the other. You're in the ADC now. And some of the questions we begin to ask is that so sudden, and some people would ask that what was wrong with the APC that you were once in?
Well, I think I've always been um, advising the mainstream media to try to run a narrative that is consistent with events and history. Uh, Asking about suddenly seeing in ADC, I think it may be a matter of choice of word which uh, is not consistent. But let me come back to the issue. I am not suddenly in ADC. I was part of the coalition, and the coalition was nurtured for 18 months before it burst into AGC. So the word suddenly there will be a misplacement. I've been involved in the transition and the transformation of our democracy. So I am now a card-carrying member of the African Democratic Congress. What went wrong? Back to your answer. Well, the All Progressive Congress, which we founded, was anchored on addressing the issue of injustice and lack of internal democracy, which bedeviled the PDP. We also had accused the PDP government in 16 years of abysmal performance and of being unable to address key national issues like security, economy, unemployment, and corruption. So on the strength of this, we campaigned in 2015 and formed government. The APC under the late President Mahmoud Buhari was very fortunate to be the only political party that was funded by the people. Buhari's campaign was funded by the common people with the deliberate intention that he was going to provide leadership and change the country. Unfortunately, we failed to realize this. We couldn't deliver on this after 8 years. But I left the APC in 2022 when the party continued to perpetuate injustice, violation of its constitution and the constitution of Nigeria, and then being unable to provide leadership. And to worsen it all was the issue of the Muslim ticket, which Bola Ahmed Tinubu ended up with. So I felt we have, of course, missed our way. And there was no need for me to continue to pretend. After raising my voice so many times, giving advices at different fora, reach out to leaders, even the late president, on the manner the party was degenerating. And of course, this was not needed to, so I felt there was no need for me to continue, and I left. So I am in ADC today, you are right.
Yes, again, some Nigerians, depending from what quarter they are talking from, would say that Nigeria is today in a serious crisis in terms of security that we see, the economy trying to revamp it, and of course, putting all aspects of the life of Nigeria to be better than it was. And it will be said that some Nigerians accuse the former administration that it really, put Nigeria in the bad situation that it's finding ourselves today. And again, I am talking as one that knows you, one that has followed you even before 2015. I followed you. I saw the passion that you had for that administration then of Muhammad Buhari to come into power and how much you gave into that administration. But today, the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying that it is trying to, correct the ills of the former administration. It is not an easy task, as some would say, and would say that it was the former administration that put Nigeria into, getting ourselves together now. And so the question I would want to ask, that you are in the ADC, the coalition, you are, one of the founding fathers of the ADC, so to say. How ready is the ADC, for 2027? And just what is it that you want to, correct, so to say, and get Nigeria really working and going again?
The point is that a lazy workman blames his tools. There is no responsible leader that, having been elected into office, and he will continue to give excuses. Because before you contest election, you knew these problems. That was why you offered yourself to correct them. So you cannot, after being elected and sworn into office, fail to perform and now remember that there are excuses available for you to offer. That is not tenable. There's no leader at all that should be bailed on the strength of that. Let me come back to talking of inheriting a situation created by late President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. President Muhammadu Buhari also inherited a bad situation. He said he inherited an empty treasury with a high debt profile. So it wasn't like Buhari himself inherited a good situation before he mismanaged it. No. Nigeria was in recession in 2015 to 2016, when we came in and worked very hard to move Nigeria out of recession in 2016 and recorded 2.70 economic growth. And then there was a stable growth before the sudden mismanagement of the situation, which led to what President Bola Tinubu is complaining. But President Bola Tinubu lacked the moral high grounds to complain, because he is still complaining against himself. The government is complaining against his ATC government. It's a government that wrote the manifesto and implemented the manifesto of the ATC. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the leader of the party for 8 years. What advice was he given? Could he have forgotten some of the speeches he made when he endorsed the performance of Buhari? At what point did Buhari now fail that he is raising allegation now? Could it be that when he was the national leader of the party, he was comfortable with Buhari? Now that he has been handed over responsibility, which he felt, he is now trying to blame him. I don't think there is any modicum of sense in whatever anybody is saying about inheriting problems created. No. A responsible leader solves problem. President Paul Kagame Kagame, when he took over Rwanda, there was no government, there was no institution of government, there was killings going on, genocidal killings going on for 3 months. But within 6 months, he was able to put institution of government on the ground, reorganize the country, stabilize it, and today Rwanda is the best. How can a president who has withdrawn fuel subsidy, a lot of revenues have come into the government coffers? How can a president who within 2.5 years borrowed more than what Buhari borrowed in 8 years? And yet, Nigerians cannot feed. And yet, Nigerians are not secure. And yet, the economy is in doldrum. And yet, life is very difficult. So, what are the excuses? I think leadership failure has no excuse at all. It's crass incompetence, and that is simple. As to what the ADC has to offer, the ADC has embarked on reforms of its constitution, and the social contract covenant had also, a committee has submitted a report, a constitution review committee has submitted a report. So, when the social contract between the Nigerian people and the ADC will be revealed, that will be the basis upon which the ADC will go campaigning. For now, asking what the ADC is up to, I will just tell you that the ADC is reviewing where we got it wrong in the past and trying to come up with concrete documents that will address these challenges and then present it to Nigerians. And if the Nigerian people buy it, ADC will form a government and run the government based on the strength of the covenant it has with the Nigerian people.
Well, some Nigerians would say that, people that had been in the administration, the likes of Wiki, you're also involved, that had run the former administration, helped Buhari to run the former administration, and of course, Aregbe Shola and the likes, all today in the opposition. And the question being asked is that what was wrong when you were in the former administration that you couldn't put it right, and now that you're finding this administration of the same party as one that you have to take away come 2027. So Nigerians are also asking the question that how can we entrust again leadership of Nigeria into the hands of those that have been there before? So what changes, what difference are you coming to make now?
Thank you very much. I will begin by answering you that who in APC has not been in government? Who in APC currently has not been in government? And why will that question only be targeted to the opposition? Are we comfortable with recycling those who have been in government that are now comfortable in mismanaging the resources of Nigeria? They are unaccountable. There is impunity, there is recklessness, in fact, unaccountability. And they have been there before. So if they have been there before, they are not thinking of progress, they are not thinking of changing things, there is no effort. What is wrong with those who had also been in government to say, no, in the past, we have not gotten it wrong. Let's end this era of giving excuses and try to re-examine ourselves and provide for the future hope. What is wrong in that? There's nothing wrong in that. And in any case, anybody who had the opportunity of living very comfortably and even belonging to a group of people who had nothing to offer but to continue to mislead the people, and he failed to belong and decided to opt out, to take the risk of saying, no, we are not getting it right. Such a person is the leader. Because we are admitting that since 1999, we have not done well. And that is why we are asking questions and trying to see how things could change. We are dissatisfied with our roles in history, we are also dissatisfied with the current situation. And so, adding our history and today will predict what the future will be. And we feel that we need to leave a legacy. There is nothing wrong with me joining the APC. And if I join the APC, I will hold a very better and exalted position than many of the noisemakers there. But I've opted not to. So it's not a question of, you have been there, what will you do different? Yes, I will do different because I have an experience of doing things. So I am in a better position to do it better because I have an experience. And in any case, the opposition should be celebrated. Because if governors, elected governors, don't have the lever to defend their mandate and their people, and all of them have defected to APC. And there are some people who are standing out and saying things are not right. Those are the heroes. I respect anybody who is in the ADC. Many of them have been thrown into jail, detained, handcuffed. Some of them are even arrested before charges are shot for, like El-Rufai. El-Rufai was arrested before ICPC went looking for offenses. The DSS filed a charge in court even before, when even they have not invited and questioned El-Rufai. So they also are shopping for an offense. And if there are people still standing with this risk, then they are the heroes of Nigerian democracy. Because we can equally run and join APC and collect 15 billion like others have collected. So none of them that collected the 15 billion in APC today is better than any of us outside. But we chose to stand with our people and our country.
So many questions begging for answers here. Honorable, you are a Christian, you are from Plateau State, and I'm asking this question because, you know, in the position where you are, is there a Christian genocide, or was there any time a Christian genocide in Nigeria?
You see, when we talk of Christian genocide, you have to define genocide for you to be able to situate the concept properly. Genocide is the mass extermination of a group of people with the intention of wiping them on the face of the earth. That's the definition of genocide.
Are we seeing that in Nigeria today? Are we seeing that in Nigeria?
Will now be, listen, the next question now is there mass extermination of Christians in Nigeria? The answer is yes. Christians are being killed all over Nigeria. Christians are being kidnapped all over Nigeria. The Christian churches are being destroyed all over Nigeria. In fact, the latest of what happened to Christians is the abduction of Christians in Kwara. And before the abduction of Christians in Kwara, 177 Christians were abducted in 3 different locations in southern Kaduna. At the point they were abducting them, the people raised an alarm, and it was on the social media. The Nigerian police, Kaduna State Command, came out with a statement and denied that there was any abduction going on. And I think they denied because they wanted to mislead the public so that the bandits can take the Christians successfully to the forest before they will admit. And of course, after 48 hours, they admitted. So there is the targeted elimination of Christians in Nigeria, and that meets the definition of Christian genocide. But it is not only Christians that are killed in Nigeria. The Muslims too are also killed in large number. So to me, what is happening in Nigeria is genocide against the poor. Because the people that are being killed, kidnapped every day, whether Christians or Muslims, are the poor. We have not had any senator being kidnapped. We have not had any son of the president or governor kidnapped. All that are kidnapped and killed, their villages ransacked, their ancestral land taken by criminals, and government will always say, oh, we are on top of the situation. We will deal with the situation. It is the poor. So there is a deliberate conspiracy against the common people to dispossess them of their ancestral land, take over the rich mineral land, and hand them over to a group of foreigners who will use bandits to occupy the place and exploit. That is what is happening in Nigeria.
All right, getting signals that I must go for a commercial break. Honorable, I'll be back with you at the turn of the break. The program is Perspectives this morning, and we're having with me as my guest this morning the Honorable the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development in Nigeria. And of course, we'll be talking more about the state of the nation and developing stories as we see them coming up in Nigeria.
This quick commercial break. Are you serious? For real, are you serious? Invicta FM.
Da abin da kuke yi muna ganin ƙoƙarinku cikin iyali kuna nuna so muna jin daɗin hakan. Power oil muna nan da ku mun tsaftace dukkanin ɗigo akan 200 naira mu haɗu mu yaɗa soyayya. A duk sanda ka yarda da mu a gurin yi muna ganin ku shi ne ya samu kayo na 200 sashe sai da ku. Kuna dalilin wannan tsari mai sauki ku more wannan sashes akan 200 naira. Za ku samu Power Oil Mini Pack sachet akan 200 naira.
Power oil, hey, Power oil.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Akwai wani abu da ke sanya kyakkyawan farin ciki tsakanin yara da manya a kowane yanayi. Kun san menene?
Baby Mix shine walwalar yara da manya a duk inda suke, ko gida ko waje.
Baby Mix shine gangariyar lemo mai ɗanɗanon ƙwarai da sauƙin haɗawa. Yara su yi walwala, manya su samu ƙarin watsakewa. Yayin da kowa ke nema a daɗo masa, domin da fakiti ɗaya kacal na Baby Mix ana samun lita 2 na lemo mai daɗi da ingancin gaske.
Sai ku ƙara rayuwa armashi a kullum da Baby Mix mai nau'ikan ɗanɗano daban-daban.
Baby Mix akwai na mangwaro, kola, zoɓo, orange, abarba da kwakwa, berries, strawberry da fasa dabur. Kuma kowane sachet ɗaya zai samar da lita 2 na lemo domin gamsar da kowa.
Baby Mix na samuwa a kantina da shaguna ko ina kusa da ku.
Sai a kula idan an je siya, ka tabbatar an baka mai alamar NAFDAC domin akwai wanda ba na asali ba.
A gasar Golden Hunt Promo za ku iya samun saman naira miliyan 80 tare da wasu kyaututtuka masu armashi.
Wannan gasar ai ba sai an tallata ta ba.
Ina dalili.
Mahaifiyata kadai ta isa ta lashe wannan gasar ta makudan kuɗi har naira miliyan 80.
'Yan Najeriya me kuke jira? Ku shiga gasar Golden Hunt domin a yi da ku. Sai fakicin Golden Mon Golden Hunt na gram 30 ko 45. A bincika lamba ta musamman sai a kira. Tauraro 8011 tauraro 1 tauraro 1 alamar naira domin samun damar nasara a gasar. Za a rufe gasar a 15 ga watan Afrilun 2026. Golden Mon abokin rayuwa a kullum.
Oh yeah now, time to run your money correct. Download Bill Station for iPhone and Android, no dolly, or waka go to billstation.com sharp. Bills, transfer, everything dey one place. Bill Station, money no go stress you again.
My friend, time na money.
Invicta FM.
Kullum muna nishadi, Jasimul da Sosa. Aiki makaranta nishadi, samu kwalbar Sosa. Sosa apple da orange flow. Sosa. Cranberry mixed berries da orange passion mango. Musha, Sosa. Jasimul Sosa. Musha, Sosa. Ina sanan Sosa.
Abokina wasa fa na yin kyau ba na ga maka kulab ɗinmu ne zai yi nasara ba amma baka yarda ba wai ko baka saurare na ne me kake tunani ne
abokina ni fa tunani na ba anan yake ba ina tunanin ta yaya zan biya kuɗin makaranta gashi har yanzu ba komai a hannu gaskiya na gaji
a'a me zai hana ka samu rance tun da kai ma'aikaci ne ana ba da bashi har zuwa naira miliyan 5 ga ma'aikatan gwamnati kuma ba tare da wani ya tsaya maka ba kawai kana iya kiran star 5120 hash yanzu na a wayarka zaka samu rancen a cikin mintuna 5
da gaske Iye, ashe gaskiya ne. Gashi har sun turo mani alert. Sharp sharp. Gaskiya, na gode.
Kana iya ziyartar ofishin Credit Direct wato Sharp Sharp da ke lamba 6 Yakubu Gawanwe, harabar bankin FCMB kusa da babban bankin Najeriya wato CBN a garin Kaduna. Ko ka kira lambar waya 0747 akwai sharuɗa da ka'idoji.
Idan gari ya waye, mukan tashi shi don tunkarar harkokin rayuwarmu. Gari ya waye. Kowa da irin baiwar da yake da shi a rayuwa. Ni mutum ne mai matukar son walwalar iyalina. Ni mai ɗakina da yaranmu 3 muna rayuwa cikin jin daɗi. Daidai gwargwado duk da matsin tattalin arziki da ake ciki. Muna amfani da tsarin bada tazarar haihuwa wacce ta yi daidai da bukatunmu a matsayinmu na iyali. Bada tazarar haihuwa hanya ce ta inganta tattalin arziki da lafiyar iyali.
Ziyarci cibiyar lafiya mafi kusa domin farawa ko a kira lambar waya 222 wannan sako ne daga ma'aikatar lafiya tare da tallafin gamayyar kungiyoyin Pronet da FEM.
Mutuwar iyali uba 'ya'ya da ma'uwa.
Yanzu lokaci ne na garabasar samun nasarar Indomie. Muna ƙara cin Indomie, muna ƙara samun nasara.
Kamar yaya?
Ku tara emtin ledojin Indomie noodles guda 10 mai gram 70 ko mai gram 120 wato super pack. Ku kai su cibiyar karɓar garabasar nasarar Indomie domin samun damar cin kyautar paketin Indomie mai gram 70.
Yawancin Indomie, yawan damar cin nasara. Domin ƙarin bayani ku biyo mu a shafin Indomie Arewa Facebook ko ku tuntuɓi cibiyar garabasar mafi kusa da ku. Indomie, ingantaccen abinci.
Domin nasara.
Mama, sai kin gan yadda na wanke ban ɗakin nan yawon ku sosai fa.
Tabbas zai iya wankuwa sosai a ido, amma idan ba da hypo toilet cleaner kika yi amfani ba wajen kariya, to ban ɗaki cike yake da ƙwayoyin cuta baja-baja.
Haka ne, kara ku yarje wa ƙwayoyin cuta, ku kare ban ɗakin ku kullum da hypo toilet cleaner. OneXBet. It's time for bonuses and wins. Download the OneXBet app from Google Play or the App Store and start winning today. At the heart of the game, OneXBet. Bet responsibly. 18 plus.
In the morning, wake up.
This
is Invicta FM.
I'm here with you.
Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information. Get all sides, views, and opinions on topical issues. Have your say on Perspectives. With Toyin Alabi at 9 a.m. Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
Welcome back. We'll stay with the program Perspectives this morning, and the former Honorable Minister of Sports, Youth and Sports Development with us this morning, and that's talking about Barrister Solomon Dalung. He was with the former administration from 2015 to 2019. He is of the ADC, another political party now that is contesting for 2027 to, be a credible alternative to the present administration. Now, Honorable, I'm asking this question because, again, this will be on the lips of most Nigerians, that the APC, as the ruling party that we have today, has in its kitty 31 governors, and of course, still counting on more, and of course, we're talking about the APC with its war chest. We're talking about incumbency of the ruling party. And so the ADC or any opposition that may come through coalition, how it wants to take away this administration. And so what is it that you depend on, and what is it that can, make the opposition a credible alternative to the administration of the APC today?
I didn't get you very well. I said you are not quite audible to me here.
Okay, it could be network. I'm closer to the mic now. I hope you can hear me loud and clear now. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so I'm asking the question. With the ruling party, it has the war chest. It is playing on incumbency. It has 31 governors now that has moved, into its camp, so to say. And so, for the opposition, for the ADC, what credible, what are you going to play on? And where is the strength of the ADC or the opposition? Where will it come from to be a credible alternative to the present administration?
Well, thank God we've been with you in the politics of this country for a very long time.
Yes.
So the question of where is the strength of ADC coming from is very simple. It's coming from the people of Nigeria. The APC has abandoned the Nigerian people. That is why it has gone for the governors. And the governors have defected to APC without the people. There is no governor that left with the people who elected him. They left with their advisors and few hangers on. If you watch the defection of the governors and you compare it with their swearing-in ceremonies or subsequent political events that they held before defection, you will discover that there is serious deficit in terms of demography. So the governors left because there were promises for them. Some of them were also afraid because they have palm oil on their fingers, so they cannot wear white clothes. So they needed to run into the protected criminal shelter, which, according to Senator Oshomole, the former APC national chairman, he said the APC is a dungeon of the sinners and the criminals. Once you run into it, your sins are forgiven. So all of them have sinned against the order of their offices. Non-performing, they can't provide security, they can't even account for the money. And since there is now a refuge for them to run in, they all went there, so they have been welcome to that. But Nigerian people have not been welcome to that. The 15 billion that is given to governors to defect, when will Tinubu give Nigerian people their own money? Because when he will give every Nigerian the 15 billion he gave the governors, we will all defect. So the strength of the opposition lies on the fact that those defecting had betrayed the trust and confidence of the people and left them behind. And let me give you a practical example of what will happen to the APC. Is the Senegal model. In Senegal, the former president arrested all the opposition and locked them up. He took over the political space and felt that he was a conqueror. He was going to install his candidate. Then, 2 weeks to the election, he released one of the youngest and the least popular person from the detention to go and contest the election. And when he went out, the opposition rallied around and elected him and defeated him woefully. It has happened in Senegal. It has happened in Ghana. So that all the governors have defected, to 32 have defected to APC. Today is Juma. I'm very, very unhappy because the number is not complete. I want the 36 to become. Let them all defect, 36 of them, and follow Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And they will see what will happen to them in 2027. Because democracy is above the people. And the Bible says, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoices. And when the wicked are in power, the people mourn. So, if you want to know the situation of the Nigerian people, apply this biblical verse, and Nigerians happy. No, they are kidnapping them, they are killing them, they are raping their children, they are taking over their farmlands, no job for their youth, nothing. And all that the president will do is when they kill 4 commanders, Boko Haram killed 4 commanders in Borno and bombed and killed Nigerians. He left Nigeria dancing on the grave and the blood of these people to go to the UK to have a handshake with the King of England. Do you think with all this litany of sin they are gathering, their incumbency can save them. Buhari, who defeated Jonathan, was a man who was not in government, who was not former governor, walked from his house to defeat an incumbent. Jonathan is even more stable on ground than Tinubu. Tinubu that has nothing to show for in 3 years, except the sharing of indomie and cook food to people, and you think that he has anything to defend himself in 2027, he has no scorecard, please.
All right. Well, again, we'll put that at the space of Nigerians to decide what happens. But again, I'm asking you this, Honorable, that with the handshake that you said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu had gone to United Kingdom to have with the King of England, and of course, Oluremi Tinubu, his wife, some months was in America too, having that handshake with Donald Trump. Would that be, from giants of the world in terms of those that control the finances and how the world is being run? Is that an endorsement for this administration that you're doing well from these superpowers?
It cannot be an endorsement, but it's an indictment. Because when Tinubu abandoned Nigeria and went to London, President Trump issued a statement that Nigeria has no president. Even the king himself, who received Tinubu in London, knows the bashing and the excess baggage he is dealing with for accepting a man who abandoned his citizens being killed by terrorists to go for a handshake. So it's not an endorsement. But you see, what global leaders do is that if you want to embarrass yourself, they create a scenario for you to expose yourself. So when the president was driving with the Queen, the world was busy asking questions. Is this the president of Nigeria? And is he aware that Boko Haram have been killing his people, that kidnapping people? So it's not an endorsement. Rather, it's a deliberate attempt to ridicule Nigerian leadership. Because a responsible leader will not abandon his people to travel. President Barack Obama was in his ancestral home in Kenya when there were school shootings in London, in the UK. In US. And a school child was shot. He immediately ended state visit and went back to address the issue. And here you have a president. 4 commanders were killed at the Boko Haram bombed the market, bombed the post office, bombed the hospital, killed the people. But he waved the blood of these people by to go to the UK. How can that be an endorsement? It is an embarrassment.
All right, Honorable, you are also, the strength that your party and would come with the people. And so I ask this question: how informed is the Nigerian, electorate? How informed is he to know about, where the pendulum will swing for him about politics in Nigeria, who to go for and who not to go for? Are the populace well informed, to know all of these that you're putting across for them to make their choice?
Well, it is the responsibility of AGC to embark on political education of Nigerians, sell their manifesto to Nigerians, mobilize Nigerians to support them. So the responsibility is that of the political party. As to how informed Nigerians are, Nigerians are well informed by the virtue of their predicament. They are well informed that they have no government that cares for them. Nigerians are well informed that they live their lives on daily basis. Nigerians are well informed that they can't do business anymore. Nigerians are well informed that their children cannot afford to go to school. Nigerians are well informed that all that their leaders care is to come and share noodles and 10 kg rice to them. Nigerians are well informed that they don't have those who care for them, that only care for themselves. Nigerians are well informed that the current APC leadership and Bola and the Tinubus and their officials go every week to celebrate the graduation of their children. Nigerians are well informed that the people in government of Tinubu and himself, their families are living outside the country. Nigerians are well informed that they go to hospitals outside the country. Nigerians are well informed that they go to Dubai to shop, except now that Israel and America had gone to attack Iraq, and Iraq made the place very toxic for them. So, as to whether Nigerians are informed, Nigerians are well informed about their predicament and the failure of leadership and government. But as to how they will be mobilized is completely a political action within the purview of the opposition parties.
I want to give a quick reminder here to our listener that you can listen to hear the program or listening to the program Perspectives on Invicta. We are streaming live, or you are streaming on our Facebook page.
I'm not getting you well, my brother, because I need to get what you're saying.
Okay, I'm just giving a quick reminder to our listener. I'll come back to you, Honorable. It's to the listener that we're streaming with this program live on our Facebook page. You can join us there. We are also you can join us on YouTube and on Invicta Online TV. Subscribe to that, tube, and of course you get to hear more of what we're saying this morning. We'll also get our lines open in a short while where you can, bring your questions to the former Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Solomon Dalung, our guest this morning. And we're talking about, what is happening on the political space and the state of the nation. I'd like to bring this up to you again, Honorable, and that's talking about: are we done with the with regionalism as it is? Are we done with the tribalism? Are we done about where we come from and all of that in our politics, or is still the politics of my own, our own, that we're still seeing in the political space?
I think if I get the word you are talking about, the politics of identity, religion, and
yes, all of that. Yes, Honorable. Yes.
Well, I do not think that those issues, personally, because Nigeria is a multicultural society, highly diverse in ethnic nationalities and religions. So, this will always play out if the system is run on injustice. Because what actually trigger this morbid sentiment is the injustice dispensed by leaders. And those injustices tend to trigger these sentiments of ethnicity and religion. And then the political leaders themselves, because they do not want to be held accountable. They are elected, and since they left for Abuja or capital cities or local government headquarters, they have not gone back to see the people again. And so they needed something to come and divide the people so that they will not be able to give account. And the easiest tools are ethnicity and religion. So it is common attribute of a diverse society, but it is manipulated more here because we have irresponsible leaders, non-performing leaders, who now use it as easy tools to divide the people so that they can get away with their non-performance, they can get away with their injustices, they can get away with nepotism, they can get away with corruption, they can get away with everything that unites the people. So to me, it is not recognizing the fact that these things exist. But all we need is to have a leader who is a patriot, who is honest, who is committed, who loves the country, love the people, and know the country, to be able to provide the leadership that will close this gap for Nigerians to use identities as means of getting justice. So the whole thing borders on leadership. And it takes a good body language of a leader to change the entire scenario. When Yaradua was sworn in, a lot of people campaigned against Yaradua. But the day he was sworn in, and he admitted that the election upon which he was sworn in was rigged, and that he was going to address it, a lot of Nigerians from that body language came back and rallied around him, including myself, who even fought him in the election. I became a Yaradua man from that day. Even in death, I am Yaradua's man. So we need a leader who loves the country.
Yeah, Honorable, I asked that question because, again, the North as a bloc had always, some people would say, decide on where the pendulum would swing about, elections and leadership in this country. But some would say now that it has lost that grip, and this would be about the crisis of identity that we're finding in the Middle East. Is the North as a bloc that helps to swing the pendulum on where leadership or elections would go to, is it still intact like we once knew that? Or that the monolithic North is not there because of the crisis of identification or identity in the Middle East? In the Middle Belt.
You see, we always make mistake in dealing with the issue of the North. The North is a geopolitical entity that has the highest number of votes, the highest number of people, it has the highest population demography. It has also the largest landmass. It has the highest number of elected people in the National Assembly. The North is 3/4 of Nigeria. Therefore, in politics is about number. It's about numbers. And therefore, the North will always play that role of determining who governs Nigeria with their population.
Do we still have that? Can we still say that?
Or not? That is a fact. Now, coming back to how the North will play its cards in terms of assessment of leadership in 2027, it all depends on how the North will be able to mobilize itself, rally around itself, and face the situation. I don't want to be naive that, the North is not united. No. I don't want to be naive. Because in 2023, the Christian North voted Peter Obi. But the North brought 5.5 million votes in the incongruous Muslim ticket to elect Tinubu. So if the North now, or the Muslim North, let me use that, is united with their vote, where they determine to go in 2027 will produce the leadership. That's just the truth. Because we have seen it in 2023. So now there is a shift. The Muslim North that brought Tinubu is not with Tinubu. The Christian North that was against Tinubu is now with Tinubu. But the question is, what change are we going to make? Because it has been tested in 2023. The 5.5 million votes, and with the review, there are going to be more. So how do you counter that? So this is the obvious reality. And the Christians, the Christians in the north will commit to political suicide to decide to allow itself to be divided based on maybe grievances with some individuals who had failed maybe while in office to deliver or had not lived up to their responsibilities, and that is now taken and transferred into a group interest. We will commit a political suicide in 2027 if we decide to isolate ourselves, because wherever we are going, we cannot even establish a viable political relationship, because in the past, that's what we see. In the PDP, the Christian North supported Obasanjo with the understanding that Obasanjo was going to ensure that a Christian emerged as a presidential candidate in 2007. Obasanjo, a Christian and a Southerner and a Yoruba man, betrayed the Northern Christians. So I don't know how confident the Christians are to now forge another alliance, this time with Tinubu, a Muslim, hoping that in 2037 or 31, he is going to consider them. That is the wildest dream and is the highest political suicide any community will ever commit.
And talking about uniting Nigeria as a nation and as a people, Bola Tinubu is Muslim, his wife is Christian, and that's what for some public analysts would say that it is a good card to use to run the Nigerian state, and you are seeing that as not good enough. Where are you with? And then, Honorable, I'm asking you the question: Peter Obi in ADC, Atiku Abubakar in ADC. Are we going to have another, issue of crisis, especially with, these big names or big wigs in your party? So how does it swing? How does it play out for you with this, some people say gladiators in the ADC?
Politics is about interest.
Mm.
In fact, you've not even known those that are going to come to ADC.
No, not yet.
So for you to even reduce it to these two now, I wouldn't want you to put your integrity at stake.
No, I won't. I would not.
Keep your opinion open, because many people are going to come in. And politicians, you cannot predict them. It's based on interest. So, if El Rufai, who was everywhere convincing people, shouting, Tinubu, shouting, oh, power must go to the south. And at the end he said he was going to retire from politics. And Tinubu came to Kaduna to beg him that if he was not going to join him, he is not going to leave the podium. And he went there, they made an agreement. He was everywhere. When they went to Chatham House, he was the one who defended Tinubu. Where is Erufai today? Did he even expect that Tinubu is going to do what he did to Erufai? So, with this, it will be premature for you to speculate what will happen in the ADC. Nonetheless, the ADC is out to provide credible alternative to the Nigerian people. Our strategies, our methods, how we are going about it, we will not disclose it, because when we run the coalition for 18 months, nobody knew what we were doing. Because we understood the type of person we are dealing with. We understood the political party, APC, and how they operate. So, for us, we are focused and concentrating on mobilizing Nigerians, trying to secure the confidence of Nigerians, and also generating intelligence and information about what the APC is doing every day, and then planning and improving on it to make sure that at the appropriate time, Nigerians will not be disappointed. That is basically what we are doing. But let me come back to the issue of Tinubu's wife being a Christian. Is it the northern Christian that gave Tinubu the wife? He married his wife.
A Christian.
They live with her. So, how does he protect our interest? Somebody we met with his wife, they have lived for so many years. And then in government now, we are saying, okay, because she's a Christian, and so she will protect our interest. How? Have you listened to what Remi Tinubu said? Remi Tinubu said, because of the Muslim ticket, even in the church, Christians were attacking her. And the Tinubu do not forgive and forget. Anything you do to them, they will get back at you. That is why, where I can ask you the question, where is Abdullah Adamu, who was the national chairman that delivered Tinubu? Where is El Rufai? Where is Badaru? Where is Ganduje? I have told Northerners, even those ones now, see what has happened to Buana. Buana, who has gone there to open his mouth, is shouting. Look at how he was disgraced in the UK. You think he traveled to the UK without the government knowing? You think the government will not know that that will happen? He was allowed to go there and finish with him, and they have finished with Bola. All the Christians shouting there and calling the name of Jesus and saying, oh, we are Christians, the man loves Christians. All of them, he will deal with them one after the other.
Well, your opinion here. So, yes.
At the end of the day, none of them will be marketable.
Well, again, coming from you, your opinion as you're putting them across to us, okay, and we're getting to hear them. We'll take a break. As I'm getting signals that I must go for a break. Top of the hour of 10 o'clock, we'll take the news brief, and then when we come back, we'll get the audience, involved in this conversation. Don't go away yet.
We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Are you serious? For real, are you serious? Invicta FM.
Yana da daɗi, da ɗanɗano tare da Crimela. Ga sauƙi, yana da daɗi a kunu ko shayi.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Ya daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
Ki huta mama, yanzu na zan wanke maki fararen kayan nan naki.
To, amma ba wanke su kawai zaki ba. Ki tabbatar kin yi amfani da haifo domin yana cire duk wani takaddarin tabo yana kuma sa fararen kayana su ƙara haske kalkal.
Haka ne, kada ku amince da tabo, ku tabbatar farin ku ya ƙara haske kalkal.
Are you a young athlete? Do you have dreams of competing on the world stage? Parents, do your children have what it takes to be champions? MTN Champs is back for Season 4, and we are calling on young talents to start their journey to greatness with an opportunity to earn international scholarships at the MTN Schools Athletic Championship. Come make your mark at the regionals in Calabar, Jos, and Ibadan from February 11th to April 18th, 2026. Register now at mtnchamps.com.
Invicta FM.
This is Invicta 98.9 FM Kaduna, Nigeria. I am Moses Wisdom Tanko with the news brief. President Tinubu and members of his cabinet, as well as 32 state governors and 8,453 delegates from across the country, are expected to participate in the National Convention of the All Progressives Congress, scheduled for Friday, today, and Saturday in Abuja. In addition, top party chieftains from the national, zonal, state and ward levels will also grace the convention, where new leaders of the party will emerge. The co-chairman of the media subcommittee for the convention and Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed this during the APC World Media Briefing held at Abuja on Thursday. The Edo State government has warned against any form of self-help in the ongoing dispute over the Okpela traditional stool, insisting that the status quo must be maintained pending the outcome of the legal processes. The government emphasized that despite a recent court ruling, steps have already been taken to file an appeal and secure a stay of execution. The state government's reaction late Thursday followed a High Court judgment delivered by Justice O.A. Otamiri in Fuga, a Sako Central Local Government area. The court ruled that a former monarch of the community, Lukman Akemukwe, who instituted the case, was not given a fair hearing by the state government before his appointment was revoked and Michael Sado was installed as the new traditional leader of the community. And from the foreign team, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has sought to reassure Australians that the country's fuel supply remained secure as prices soar and following reports of panic buying and petrol stations running dry since the start of the Iran war. There have been reports of truck drivers and other motorists stranded, while businesses say rising costs are affecting their viability. The government says demand and distribution issues have caused shortages rather than supply, which it says remains at the same level as before the war began. And now in the world of sport, Kylian Mbappe moved to within one goal of equaling France's all-time top goal-scoring record as the side beat Brazil in a friendly at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts, the United States of America. Mbappe was sent through on goal by Ousmane Dembele in the 32nd minute and dinked the ball over on Russian Brazil keeper Ederson. It was Mbappe's 56th goal on his 95th appearance for his country. Oliver Giroud, with 57 goals in 137 caps, has scored more for the two-time world champions. And that makes the news brief at 10. A major bulletin comes up at midday. Good morning and have a victorious day.
Invicta FM.
I'm with you.
Welcome back. We're still with the program Perspectives this morning, and Honorable Solomon DALUNG, a former Minister of Youth and Sports Development in Nigeria, with us this morning. Well, Honorable, you just before we went on that break, you were talking about the Muslim ticket and how it has played out. But again, I bring you to what has happened in some parts of Kaduna State, and that's talking about the southern part of Kaduna State. And with what had happened to them, they will sing the praises of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the high heavens, that it brought a university to that part of the state, that the Federal Medical Center was in that part of the state, and some of the federal government presence in that part of Kaduna State will make them always say that they have a president that is looking towards improving the lives of her people. And of course, they also talk about the present Minister of Defense, who is the son of the land, of the soil, as some people would say. And so all of this will work for them. And so, would your opinion about the concern for Muslim tickets really, affect the thoughts of the people from the southern part of Kaduna in Kaduna State?
Well, I have no issues with that. but it is the responsibility of the government to provide those things.
It did not until Bola Ahmed Tinubu came about. It did not happen there until he came about.
It's not about happening. It is the responsibility of the government. The constitution is very clear about it. So that the government built a school does not mean that it is showing an act of love or altruism. No, it is not. It is the right of the people as citizens. This government collects money on behalf of the people. That medical center that was built was not a personal donation of the president to the people to show love.
But it came, honorable,
the resources of this country that they are entitled.
It came about because of the present administration of Senator Ubasani and of course the president of the country. That's what we're talking about. It came about during their time, Governor Ubasani and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
If you are reducing the development in Southern Kaduna to Ubasani and Tinubu, would you refer to McCarthy? The massive transformation in Southern Kaduna.
They will always remember McCarthy too. They will always remember him. Yes.
So it is an act of ingratitude for you not to welcome and say it was only Ubasani and this. No. When McCarthy did this to the people of Southern Kaduna, he did it as a leader because he knew as citizens they entitled to. So we should not be glorifying.
I'm talking about the government of inclusiveness. That inclusiveness, and I'm sure that that's what you're also looking at. That they saw inclusiveness with the administration of Governor Ubasani and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, like we saw during McAfee's time too. They saw inclusiveness. That's all I'm trying to put across now.
No, it is even wrong for you to say it's government of inclusiveness. Are you saying that it was only Tinubu that appointed sons and daughters of Southern Kaduna into government? Go back and roll out that list. Have they not been there before?
They have. So, but for a long time, for a long time, they would have talked about neglect of that part. That's what I'm trying to bring across now.
As to how the PDP was in government for 16 years and it appointed prominent sons of Southern Kaduna.
Yes.
Then back on massive transformation.
Yes.
There were schools were built.
Yes.
Roads were built.
Yes.
So we should not be misleading the people. Okay. What Ubasani has been able to give the people of Southern Kaduna, can you compare with what McCarthy gave the people of Southern Kaduna?
I'm also saying that McCarthy did that.
Is McCarthy dead or alive?
He's alive.
Okay. So why did you abandon him? If it's about leadership,
I'm talking about the neglect that the people of that part of the state had said that happened to them with the past administration. I'm not McAfee's time. We all knew what happened. I'm talking about the past
administration includes the government of McCarthy you are referring to. The past administration. Is McCarthy dead?
Okay, the immediate past government.
Yes, the immediate past government neglected Southern Kaduna. Which government was it?
Of course, straight to the point. They are saying that
it was APC government.
The government that you were part of then.
Yes, it was APC government.
True.
So why you see there is no wisdom in what we are trying to project.
No.
If McCarthy were dead, I would have understood with you. McCarthy who transformed Southern Kaduna, build schools, build hospitals, build roads, even upgraded traditional institutions is still alive.
Honorable.
Abandon him.
Honorable, I said immediate past administration. Of course, you will get our lines open. You will get to hear, from our callers too, what they are saying. I'm in Kaduna. I stay in Kaduna. So I know what I'm talking about.
Nobody is. Look, which part of the country was not neglected?
Why must that be so? Why must that be so? Why must we have that? Why neglect people? And that's taking you to
we are saying that neglect is a failure of leadership.
Okay.
So it's not something specific. It's not something personal.
Okay.
The issue is this. I have no problem with the development recorded in Southern Kaduna. That's beautiful. I'm happy. We have a federal medical center. We have now university. But you see, we must assess these things objectively. I know even before Yaradua died under the PDP administration, he paid upfront for the road from Jos to Kaduna. Till today, the road has not been completed. Will you need that to only the past administration? Were there no elected senators and members of House of Reps from Southern Kaduna? Why has that road not been completed? Why have we not held them accountable? Why are you only mentioning Tinubu and Obasani? What becomes of the massive people that are elected as representatives who sit in the National Assembly? What happens to the budget of development in that area? So I don't think it's something we can just reduce it and say, oh, it's inclusiveness. No. We have representatives who fail to do their job, bring development, influence development to their areas. And we are just shoving them aside to bring an issue. Let me congratulate them for that. But I am saying that the decision of the northern Christians as to political participation cannot be reduced to, oh, they gave us a clinic, they gave us a secondary school. No. It is the future. It is more than that. Because in the future, after Tinubu, what happens? If Tinubu can do Muslim ticket and abandon the Muslims, is it the Christians that he will not abandon? Because he is married to a Christian? That is serious issues. They are beyond issue of giving us development. They are beyond that. They are about the future of our children.
Okay.
We must build a political alliance that will protect the future.
Okay, Honorable, we'll move this conversation to the audience. We'll get them, into it. Lord, once again, quick reminder that join us on our Facebook page. We're streaming live with this program. Drop your comments there on Invicta 98.9. We're also on the YouTube channel. Join us, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, online TV. Will also get us there. And numbers to call to be part of this conversation this morning would be on numbers 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989. My guest this morning, Honorable Solomon Dalung, former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, with us this morning. So let's get to hear you, and of course, take your messages too. Your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name, where you're calling from?
My name is Mike Gaba, calling from Oromi.
Sorry.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Let me get your name again, please.
My name is Mike Baba from Oromi.
Okay, let's hear you now. Go on.
I will start by saying good morning to you again. Then secondly, I want to know whether he was removed as the minister or he resigned.
Okay.
If he resigned, what made him to resign? Or if it was what led to his removal?
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'll come to you, Honorable. The caller is asking, was it resignation or removed as Minister of Youth and Sports? What happened? And trying to get to hear that.
Well, it is public record. I served as a minister from 2015 to 2019.
Yes.
I finished my tenure as a minister. I was paid my severance benefits in 2019.
Okay. All right. Stay with your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, I'm from Kaduna.
Yes.
What can I get again? What's the one I want to say?
What? Okay. person.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. Alabi.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you for bringing the former senator.
Former minister.
Former minister, yeah.
Yes.
I really appreciate him. I love his analysis this morning. So I still remember almost everything about it. But I want to ask him the question now. Now, what is the way out? What are they doing as a coalition?
Okay. Oh, sorry. A call. All right. Let's take some messages from our Facebook page. Engineer Emmanuel, I hope you can call back. We'll get to hear you. Some messages drop in. All right.
All right. So from our Facebook, we have okay, this one from Akia Steven. Akia Steven is saying it's only a failed government that will deny genocide against its people when massive killings are carried on by flying terrorists on daily basis. Okay, this one is coming from Akia Steven. All right, and then Vincent is saying it's a shame to the political class that for 26 years of democracy, they have failed to fix either power, health sector, education, agriculture, welfare of workers, and citizenry. Sadly, the money in the hands of political leaders and appointees from 1999 would have created heaven if judiciously utilized. The defection of governors and others to APC is an evidence that the political class are not with Nigerians. They are poised to keep punishing Nigerians with continuous hardship. All right, this one says, good morning, Oga Uloi and Invicta family. Good morning to you too. This one is saying, for sure, Mr. DALUNG has said the truth. If you talk of democracy, democracy is all about the majority. And the North has the majority, and that also makes the North to dictate the pace of democracy in Nigeria. This time around is like the North wants to miss out because the Northern governors are now ready to change the pride of the North by selling it to Tinubu. All right, thank you very much for that. This one, Solomon Dalong and his co-travelers can never hoodwink Nigerians to follow them again. This same Dalong promoted Buhari and was rewarded with a ministerial post. But when he was dropped, he turned against APC. Dalong and his ADC cannot be trusted. Okay, this one's coming from Wusko Ame. All right, so from our Facebook, I think we'll
just a bit that we can
more
take
messages,
yes.
more calls now.
All right, I'll just push in these calls and then we'll come to our guest. All right. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
My name is Toyin Alabi.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you very much. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. I greet you all in the studio. My name is Zavala. And I greet the former minister. Let me start by saying that the history of Southern Kaduna will never ever be complete without the renewal project of Governor El-Rufai. And Governor Obasani is never ever different or more inclusive than any previous government. No matter how you take it, there are development during El-Rufai everywhere, and I had wished some people, not the people of Southern Kaduna, some interest group in Southern Kaduna have not taken a religious affair by insulting every son and daughter of Southern Kaduna that work under El-Rufai, and even refuted to any El-Rufai carry a pope, they would never vote for him. I had wished that did not happen. And on the demand of a northern Christian, it's a good demand, but I hope it should not be done on that. Just where a northern speaker, a northern Christian from minority tribe was made a speaker to represent the North. Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that was done, that consensus. And at the same time, the former SGF, both Mustafa and Ababa Chila, they were all made. But if it to be done under duress, I would like the northern Christian to please help us start by doing it. First and foremost, I had wished Southern Kaduna would allow a Muslim to represent them as a senator. I wish Benue State would allow an Igalaman to become a governor. And I wish Plateau State would allow a Muslim to be a governor. So that we understand that, yes, that majority issue can be compromised. The northern Muslim can compromise and have a northern Christian. It's not easy. But you cannot be demanding what you cannot give. I had wished the Christians who can give their own area. If they did that, honestly, it's fine.
Sabala. All right, we'll come back to our guest. Honorable, you had some of the callers and, of course, some of the messages. Just take the ones that you can and then give your last line to us now this morning.
Well, let me educate those who maybe, because they're not well informed about how government operates. Because I had one of them who sent a message. He may send it out of ignorance or out of bitterness. I wasn't dropped as a minister. Let me educate him. I served 4 years. And I received commendation and I left the cabinet. I wasn't dropped. I wasn't sacked. And since I left the cabinet, I've been living my life and making my contribution. So let him know that very well, that maybe we're not agreeing with him. He wants Tinubu and I don't believe in him. It's not for him to distort facts. I hope he gets that clear. And back to the issue of discussion. You see, the truth is that we should look at issues passionately. We should look at issues passionately and address them. When you have a failed leader whose policies maybe isolate people, discriminate people, and deny them their benefits as citizens, we condemn that because that is not leadership. But in strategic planning, like the last speaker said, and like I raised it before, you will refer to this even when I'm not alive. But in the north, we have 19 northern states. And in that 19 northern states, where the Christians are predominant, are in Plateau, Benue, and Taraba. Those states are controlled by the Christians, governors. And then we have a large population of Christians across northern states. But taking 2023 as a benchmark, it is clear that we have tested our political might. And if we are going to make progress, we must go back to the alliances forged in the First Republic. Let's recognize our differences. Let's appreciate our values. Let's respect one another and forge a political front that we will be fair to each other. We talk about religious discrimination in Nigeria. But let me tell you something that will shock our listeners. The most equitable state in the world is Iran. It is only in Iran that the constitution provides for 5 seats for Christian minorities in the National Assembly, and the population of Christians is 360,000. There are 5 seats. 5 seats. The late leader, supreme leader, Ayatollah, I used to think the man was an evil person until when I watched his video when a Christian lost his son in combat and the man went to the common man's house to commiserate with him and to tell him that his son died fighting for the state. That was a leader. Iran is a state that recognizes minority. When will Kano State have reserved seats for Christian minorities? When will Sokoto have it? When will Jigawa? When will the Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, Adama, and when will Plateau have reserved seats for Muslim minorities? When will Taraba have reserved seats for Muslim minorities? When will Benue? So we are a bunch of hypocrites. And we stand on the pedestal of our hypocrisy to attack people who are very fair and just. I will call on the northern leaders, Christian and Muslim, to emulate Iran. If we are honest, let us create a reserve seat for minorities like it is done in Iran. And I challenge you, go and Google. You will find the number of seats that is meant for minorities who are only 360,000 out of 90 million. And here in Nigeria, where we have even Christians that are up to 1/3 or 2/3 of the population, they don't have reserve seats. They are minorities. They cannot be employed. So also the Muslims. The Muslims on the plateau, about 1/3 of our population, they don't have reserve seats. Yet we flaunt religion and claimed that we are either Christians or Muslims, while the real Christians and Muslims are not here. There are no reserve seats for Muslims in Vatican. There are no reserve seats for Christians in Saudi Arabia. But in Iran, there is.
All right.
So we should emulate system that recognize our diversity and take everybody along.
Okay.
So that we can build a country where we will live happy and our children will live.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much, Honorable. We thank you for coming on the program with us this morning, and we'll be glad to have you back with us any other time. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And that will just be about the size of it on the program. Perspectives this morning. Solomon DALUNG, former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, with us this morning. He is a barrister. He's also been a chairman in his working life of the South Lantang local government. He's also served in the Prisons Services Department and all of that. He's been our guest this morning, and I'd like to thank Chiwendu and Moses for connecting us with the people. Our ITF student with us in the studios this morning. Thank you for being part of it. We'll come back to Perspectives on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Invicta FM.
Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.